The art of interception. Say what needs to be said. The running back position is a highly popularized position in the NFL. But is it the easiest position to replace in the NFL? Most GMs, NFL executives believe running backs come a dime a dozen. So you won't really see them trying to make big investments into the running backs. You don't really see the running backs playing in 10 plus years, see the running backs in their prime playing 5, 6, 7 years at the most, you know what I mean, in their prime. Then you have, the Frank Gores, the Sean McCoys, and so have you that, that plays 10 plus years or close to 10 years, and have a successful career, right? And then when they do decide to make an investment into the running backs, you got the Ezekiel Elliott's and the Christian McCaffreys, and then they're not showing up and not playing to what their worth was before they got paid, right? And now they're playing a little under the value of what they think, of what the GMs, had them at. It's not going to sit too well with the people stroking that check. So, y'all got to understand that, and y'all got to play for each other so y'all can, make sure everybody getting paid and doing their thing, all right? How does the NFL feel about the running back position? The last 1,000-yard rusher to help lead his team to the Super Bowl. Hear me clearly. The last 1,000-yard rusher to help lead his team to the Super Bowl is LeGarrette Blount, 2016 with the New England Patriots. And before that, Marshawn Lynch, 2013. So how important is the running back position to the owners, the executives, to a head coach? Not only that, but we all know the NFL is a passing league. The owners, the executives, they have been doing stats and numbers and doing all type of equations to see what they think to help them win championships. And they don't believe running the ball helps winning them championships. They believe the stats show that throwing the ball will help you win championships. That's an issue that you're fighting, and it's an uphill battle that the running back's going to have to deal with, right? Now, let's take Josh Jacobs, for example. Josh Jacobs led the NFL in rushing and is a phenomenal running back. And he deserves to get paid. I hate to see when teams do not want to pay their players. It's the worst, craziest stuff, you can see. I just, it's who money is it? You know what I mean? It's like, pay the man. He did his thing. He is leading the NFL in rushing. What is the deal, right? LaShawn McCoy was quoted Josh Jacobs as saying, they didn't even offer him a contract. You don't even offer him a contract. How is that going to make the player feel? Coming into the locker room and, the energy and all that stuff, right? But, it's two sides to every story. So here's the business aspect of it. If you franchise him, you can pay him $10 million. And if you decide to do a new deal, then that'll be in 1 year. But if you decide to do a new deal, it probably will be 15, 16 plus within that 1 year. So take your emotions out, and if you are a owner or a GM, what would you rather do? Are you going to pay him $10 million this year and then, maybe $11 million next year, or would you rather just say $15 million and then go on, so on and so forth? You know what I mean? So you got to look at, two things, always look at both sides, of the tree so you can, get to a common ground, right? So that's what he's dealing with. So obviously we feel like he should be paid $10 million is not his worth, right? So that's where, that's where he's sitting at with it, right? But this is where you got to understand too, sometimes as players, our egos get in the way. Sometimes we're greedy, what is your mindset compared to your worth, right? What is my mindset compared to my worth as a player, right? Because my mindset is to get out of my situation and make my situation better. If I'm in get out of bad conditions and live in better conditions. To bring wealth to my family, right? Not necessarily a specific amount of wealth. The much wealth as I can gain, I want to gain, right? Am I going to try to be the highest paid, even though I deserve it? Or do I just say, man, look, just give me this. It's a discount. It's not even the highest paid, which is $16 million at Christian McCaffrey, and Josh Jacobs clearly deserves more than $16 million a year. How hard do you want to fight to be the highest paid when the lottery ticket is sitting there and you can just work something out that's amicable for both parties, right? But Josh Jacobs' defense, like he told us, Sean McCoy, they haven't offered him a contract. Now, they got a little New England over there. Got Josh McDaniels and staff over there. So are they taking the New England approach? I don't know. We can't really say, right? Then you got Saquon Barkley, right? Both these guys have been franchised, and their franchise tag is, 10 million, 10 plus million, 10.1, 10.2, 10, I think it's under 11, something like that, right? His team offered him a contract. Not 16 million, not over 16 million. I think he had a little over 1,200, close to 1,300 yards. He wasn't the leading rusher. They offered him 11, 12, I think the highest 13 a year or something like that, around that range. And they off by, who knows, what is it, $600, $1 million? That's why you got to understand your mindset over your worth sometimes, right? Lamar Jackson did a great job. He knew his worth and he held out and accomplished that. But it don't work that way for everybody all the time, right? And now you got Le'Veon Bell, right? He's saying he wish he never left Pittsburgh. Your mindset compared to your worth. Don't get caught up in the hype of sometimes of always having to be, the highest paid or, this is good for me and my family. I can retire and we can build wealth for my family, and that is good for me. I'm ready to play football. I'm ready to do my thing and keep doing my thing, right? You ever wonder why Russell Wilson abruptly requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks and went to the Denver Broncos? And it was a lot going on. You ever thought about it, though? When you're winning, all is good. Everything is great. You're winning Super Bowls, I'm up here. I'm feeling good. The team's feeling good. The owner's feeling good, right? But a lot of athletes, a lot of people can't really handle fame and winning and power, all that at the same time, and know how to deal with it. They only want to go up and up and up from there, right? I feel like it's all me. I'm doing this. Y'all wasn't nothing before I got here. And a lot of athletes go through those things and have those egos, right? Russell went through the whole Future thing with Ciara. Can't listen to Future in the locker room, allegedly. They was talking about the whole battle with left his wife or ex-wife and, got with Ciara. All that stuff, all this stuff going on, you winning, and it's going good, right? And now you get to Super Bowl 55. He is there to receive the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. And that's the vid year what Tom had just got there. So this is Super Bowl 55. That year, Tom just had left the Patriots. Bill, he couldn't do how he wanted to do at the Patriots, even though he made it happen, whatever. But he at Tampa, and he could sign players. He can tell the GMs he wants these players on his team. And, he can handpick these players to help his team be successful, how you should be able to do. And Tom just went out to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs and kicked butt. They throwing the ball around, looking good and feeling good. Tom Brady just left one team, went right to another team, won a Super Bowl. And he was able to do that by helping put this team together. Now, Russell Wilson is sitting in the stands watching all these things and letting it fill him up, right? Russell Wilson is quoted as saying on the Dan Patrick Show, "You know what I hate? I hate watching other guys play the game. There's nothing worse." Right? Basically talking about watching the Super Bowl. Anybody else make it to the Super Bowl, he hates it, right? Everybody want to win. We all competitive. But what is the issue? Why is this all of a sudden coming up now and at this point in your life and being the Seattle Seahawks after 8-9 seasons, right? And now he's talking about the O-line on another show. He's talking about how he's getting sacked so much and he's not getting protected. Yeah, I can't get sacked so many times in a season. Something has to change, he said, right? He's taking shots at everybody now. He don't realize he just think he's taking shots at the coach. And now you're taking shots at your offensive line, your star players. No matter who it is, you're saying they're not protecting you enough, you can't get hit like that, right? How about what if they're saying you need to stay in the pocket and maybe you won't get sacked so much? So now you're causing all this confusion and corruption in the team and cancerness because you're feeling yourself. You're Russell Wilson. You shouldn't be getting hit. You should just be back there, be able to throw the ball for all these yards and win the MVP because that's one of your goals, to win the MVP. So you're having these complaints with Pete Carroll about throwing the ball more and telling him what type of offense you want and making all these demands out of nowhere. And before all of this, Pete Carroll was leading you to the Super Bowl with a run game. But you have your own personal goals, and that's what's becoming more important, right? But you got to watch what you ask for in life, right? Sometimes you just got to take your situation and make the best of it and not always think the grass is greener on the other side. So you're requesting this trade, you're causing all this ruckus, you're acting like Seattle is not the best place for you. The Seattle Seahawks make a trade. They finally get rid of you. Your request is made after all these complaints. You're taking shots at the O-lineman. You're talking about you're not throwing the ball enough. You're getting sacked too many times. And the players can't listen to Future. So now you ask for a trade, and now you go to the Denver Broncos. You got to watch what you ask for. Now you probably got all these things in your mind because something's not right with Russell in his first year at the Broncos. And why do we say that? Obviously, we look in stats and passing, and Russell Wilson we saw was not the Russell Wilson everybody was used to seeing. And what was Russell Wilson trying to do? What was making his play so different, we think? If you don't know, as a black quarterback, a black shorter quarterback, the knock on you is going to be that you can't be a pocket passer. So I think Russell was going to Denver to try to prove that he can be a pocket passer. And all that amazing magic that he was creating over there at Seattle, he forgot about that, and it was just gone. And that's what's going on with Russell Wilson. If you don't understand, you got to be humble in life. But there's one thing that may save him. And you might see a different Russell this year because I think he was able to lead the way and tell people what to do and have that authority over people. But not with Sean Payton. Sean Payton will not play that mess. So now Russell Wilson has Sean Payton, the offensive guru, the also offensive mastermind. I mean, he had Drew Brees over there at the Saints. I mean, made him a Hall of Famer when he came from the Chargers and, just resurrected his career. So now Russell Wilson has Sean Payton. Will Russell Wilson humble himself enough to be led by the great Sean Payton? That is to be determined. And if Russell Wilson can't humble himself to be led by Sean Payton, who has obviously proven he is an offensive guru, he developed quarterbacks and so on and so forth, that might be time for Russell to hang it up after that one if he can't get through that one. But to the next episode, man. Say what needs to be said. It's Mr. Pick 6. I'm out, baby.